quick internet connection is here, no matter where you are in the world. Would this really be a spy satellite, or are we going to see and experience more than that? But not everyone is happy with this new innovation introduced by SpaceX. If I tell you that the Starlink satellite was able to resist the Russian Cyberwar jamming and hacking attempts, I guess you would immediately know what country is not enjoying this multi-billion-dollar project of Elon Musk. Seeing that many people are already supporting and appreciating Starlink, it is just expected to see the company planning out a new project to launch. SpaceX is now hoping to work on Spaceshield. For those who do not know much about Starlink, then I bet that you are curious about how this really works. What are its possible benefits? Would this be another product to prevent cyber attacks? That is what we are going to talk about here on Elon Musk HQ. If you love watching content about Elon Musk and his businesses, then you would certainly enjoy our other videos in our channel, so check them out as well and be sure to subscribe. So we have seen how helpful and convenient it is to have a high-speed internet, but there are places where internet is not accessible. Elon Musk, on the other hand, saw an opportunity to do this through Starlink. Elon is more popular to other people because of SpaceX and Tesla. Not much is known about Starlink, though, especially for those who do not follow his ventures as much, but right now, more and more people are appreciating this project, and the main reason behind this will shock you. Starlink is able to provide internet access to different places around the globe, no matter how isolated it is. They made it possible through an expanding network of private satellites. More on this later. It might surprise some, but right now there are more than 3,000 Starlink satellites in orbit. We can expect to see more of this being released. If you have heard about the rocket that they are working on, which is the famous Starship, then they will likely use that to release more of these satellites. Although this was mainly built for places that cannot be reached by internet most of the time, this would still be helpful for many people and businesses around the globe. Some of you might also be bothered by the amount of satellites that the company is launching each year. Well, we're not alone in that, because many experts are calling this out as, well, what do you think? Should this be something we worry about? Anyway, I have a fun fact for you. The name Starlink was actually inspired by the book, The Fault in Our Stars, written by John Green. I guess many know about this, especially that it became even more popular when it became a movie. Well, enough of that already. Another information about Starlink is that its version 2.0 will be larger than the first versions. Even though many people are saying that these satellites are just adding to the already congested orbit, the company still received a go signal from the Federal Aviation Administration to launch 7,500 Starlink 2.0 satellites into orbit. Just wait until you see how they plan to accomplish this. Because these are bigger, it is somehow expected for it to be more powerful. Well, considering that technology is just becoming better as time goes on, it is kind of a given. I had mentioned it earlier, but even if Starship would be sent on a mission to Mars, the company would still utilize its orbit test launch to release a new generation of Starlink. Do you also know that Linux is the operating system that powers Starlink? Not everyone is familiar with this, but it is an open source operating system. This program had been around for a very long time already. It is also designed to allow users to customize it depending on their computer hardware. Knowing that Elon has been vocal about the importance of design and technology in his project, he surely liked the flexibility of Linux. We have talked about the main goal of SpaceX in our previous videos, and that is to build a city on Mars where humanity can prosper and be continued. Once that happens and Elon's plans actually work, then they would have complete independence from any authority. We'll see more about this in one clause in Starlink Terms of Service. It states that for services performed on Mars or in transit to Mars via Starship or other spacecraft, the parties recognize it as a free planet and that no Earth-based government has jurisdiction over the Martian operation. Elon and SpaceX are surely thinking ahead. I mean, they have already created this, even though there is still a lot more to consider before they can start their operation on Mars. For that, we have to watch out for the orbital launch attempt of Starship, which according to Elon would be possible in late February or early March this year. That being said, there's another law which may be coming in conflict with this clause. Have you seen that on one of our videos? If so, comment that down below and share your thoughts about that as well. Reports have it that SpaceX aims to send over people to Mars by the end of the decade. Do you guys think that it would be possible? Well, considering that they have a lot of resources to start with, I think that almost everything is possible for them for now. I told you Starlink's main goal is to provide internet to isolated places, and that includes Antarctica. They have recently installed a user terminal at McMurdo Station and are already conducting testing. Do you also know that these satellites are able to communicate through lasers? Every Starlink satellite would now be equipped with laser crosslinks. This is to let each satellite communicate and send signals and information to each other. The company would transition to this instead of completely relying on ground stations just to allow the satellites above to communicate. Through this, it would also be easier for Starlink to distribute internet traffic among each other and all over the world. The possibility to offer high-speed internet to every isolated and rural area would also be much easier because a ground-based internet network would not be a problem anymore. You see, Elon is always talking about some of the major issues on Earth. He is always stating his concerns about Earth using his Twitter account. Well, he is often working towards resolving these concerns, but not all countries appreciate what they do in SpaceX, China in particular. A group of scientists from China has released information on how they would be able to damage these Starlink satellites, and that includes major nuclear bombing. I guess this country and others are concerned about the fact that more satellites from the company are being released as military hardware. For them, this could possibly be a threat to their safety. They have been utilized by Ukraine when the invasion was going on. Moreover, this was not the first time that this project was able to help out military forces. The U.S. Air Force was able to use Starlink for live fire drills. The U.S. Air Force also had the chance to shut down a drone and a cruise missile through the help of the data that they had gathered from Starlink satellites. The success led to the development of a project that they call Starship. Now, if you are wondering what this project is for, then it is going to provide high assurance cryptographics that will take care of classified payload and other important data. Additionally, it is supposed to serve only the American military forces and organizations related to them. Considering that this is the case, for sure, the Starship would be so secured as it will handle and provide important information. Now, with the introduction of this new product, more and more organizations and government agencies are concerned about this being weaponized. Is SpaceX really going to be an agency for that? Many people have known and supported it because of its plan to explore space and provide space flights, not just for astronauts and certain agencies, but if it utilized to pose a threat to other people, then would people still support this at all? One thing is for sure, these Starlink satellites are really useful and powerful. At the same time, this would likely cause conflict in the next years, especially whenever there are more upgrades and changes done to this. I guess we can all agree that more eyes will look out for the news regarding SpaceX and Elon himself. But what would be his take on this? We will know more about that sooner or later, but for now, in order to be on the loop about Elon Musk and all his other ventures, make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. Turn on the notifications so that you will get updated whenever we have a new upload. I will see you in the next video.